Hi, this is Tool Tools Cookings in New York City. This is Tool 1 in the Good Food Fest in New York City. We're in the meatpacking district with Bion, Marina, and Liv. And we just Bion's with Basis Foods, and we'd like to just speak to you about what it is that you guys do and a little bit about the Good Food Fest, its history, how it came about, and a little bit about Basis. So let's start with the Good Food Fest.
Sure. This is our second year of running the Good Food Fest, and it started actually when the local business improvement district asked us to organize a farmers market as part of the Wine and Food Festival 3 years ago.
Okay.
And we organized a farmers market. We had 10,000 people come through. It was a lot of fun, a big success. And so last year we decided to organize a separate event which really promoted good food. So food that comes from small and mid-sized farms, food that's more traditional, more localized, and most importantly food that's 100% traceable. So you always know where everything in your meal is coming from.
So is that what Basis does? What's their involvement? What's the Basis, mission for Basis?
So Basis is a company with a mission of good food for all.
Okay.
We're based here in New York. Okay. We have two operating businesses: Farm to Chef, which is a wholesale business that supplies about 100 restaurants.
Wow.
We supply some schools as well, some corporate cafeterias with food coming from small and mid-sized family farms.
Wow.
And then we also have our home delivery service, Good Food to You, that provides that same food to individual households here in New York.
Okay, raw ingredients or actual prepared dishes?
It's both. It's primarily raw ingredients. So the most popular items for Good Food to You are basically harvest boxes. So it's seasonal organic produce, seasonal organic fruits, curated by us and our farmers, that is delivered every week. If you want to get it more than once a week, you could. Most people are getting weekly delivery, or you can get less frequent.
Okay.
And it's similar to the sort of boxes that you could get directly from farmers. The difference would be you don't commit to the whole season. You just sign up for the boxes that you want to get. If you ever go on vacation, you can put your deliveries on hold, and also it gets delivered to your door.
Excellent.
Which is a convenience that a lot of hyper-tasking New Yorkers
do. As a Manhattanite, we definitely appreciate that. So what's the criteria for a vendor that you might want to work with, or a farmer? I would think there's restrictions to be permissible to work with you.
Definitely. Family-owned and operated is one of the most important. So we want to work with farms where the family is actually directly involved in the operations. Small or mid-scale, so we don't want the extraordinarily large farms. It doesn't have to be a 10-acre farm, it could be a 100-acre farm, but still the family has to be actively involved in the operation.
Okay, great.
And then this is actually a realization that I came to over the last year with our daughter. We did not require organic. Now we are requiring organic for the produce and fruits. So before it was local, and a lot of the local farms. If you go to the farmers market, a lot of the food that you're buying is not organic. It's actually grown with the use of pesticides and herbicides. And a lot of people feel that because it's local, that's enough. And I think one of the realizations that I came to when I was thinking about what I'm putting in my little daughter's mouth is that getting organic food that's grown without pesticides and herbicides is actually very important. So we've added the restriction that it has to be organic as well. And we try to have the food come from local farms, but we are a year-round service. So in the wintertime, we'll still have the heartier root vegetables coming from local farms, but greens will come from some family farms in California that we work with, or family farms in Florida. We have amazing citrus from a farm in California. He's growing 50 different varieties of organic citrus. And
wow,
So, as much as I enjoy apples, that's pretty much all that you have are storage apples as your local fruit option. So we try to provide some variety, but still stay true to the standards of sourcing from small and mid-sized family farms, organic, yes. So that's it.
Great. So with the Good Food Fest, where do the profits go to? What are the organizations that you work with, charities?
There are two nonprofits that all the profits go to.
She's hungry. She wants some good food.
I can sympathize.
There are two nonprofits that all the profits go to. The Feed Foundation is one of them.
Okay.
It's an organization that is based here in the city. They produce bags, primarily reusable bags that are sold through various retailers, and the proceeds go to hunger projects, both in the U.S. and overseas. Okay. The second nonprofit that's benefiting from the fest is God's Love We Deliver, which is a local nonprofit. They are doing amazing work feeding individuals and families of individuals who have serious illnesses. They started off really focusing on AIDS patients. Before there was a lot of support available for AIDS patients, and now they've expanded to feeding families of people with terminal cancer and other serious illnesses.
Wow, that's great. Okay.
And we've been, BASIS has been providing weekly donations to God's Love We Deliver, so it's just a logical step to have them as one of the beneficiaries of the fest.
That's great, awesome. We appreciate that. That's awesome what you do. So why good food? I mean, I think a lot of people associate organic, quality food with very expensive food, and especially with the way the economy is going these days, it's hard. And I think it's hard to justify, spending the extra money. So why good food? And is there a way to do it cheaply?
I think there's a way. If you look at it from a value standpoint. I'm not one of those people who believes that you should spend $8 on a dozen eggs. You can, I think you can have affordable good food. I don't know that it would be cheap, but it would be affordable. And many people have said you pay now or you pay later. So so obviously when you think about what you're ingesting, if you're eating food that is going to make you sick, then you are going to be spending a lot of money on medical bills. You're going to shorten your lifespan. So I think good food is a great investment. But I also think that it needs to be affordable. So that's part of what we've really tried to do. And if you go back to the mission of our company, which is good food for all, we tried to make good food accessible and affordable. So we're trying to make it convenient by delivering it to your home. But we're also very focused on making the price points affordable for consumers. So we're selling a dozen eggs from a local farm for $4 a dozen.
Oh wow!
You pay more than that at the farmer's market, and you have to go and walk over to the farmer's market yourself. So we're trying to make food accessible, affordable. It's not going to be as cheap as battery cage eggs that you buy from the supermarket, but it's going to be close. I mean, if you go to D'Agostino around the corner, they're selling eggs that were produced in a barn with 4 million hens in little cages this big for $3.50 a dozen. And you can get free-range eggs from a farm in upstate New York from us for $4 a dozen. So we're trying to make it accessible.
Great. So that's actually comparable, if anything. So I mean, we talked a little bit about good food for better health. It sounds like also good food can also, as a byproduct, is for a better environment as well.
Definitely.
So, free range, you're talking about using less industrialized methods for producing your food. So is that something that you guys sort of focus on as well, is sort of looking at the practices of the vendors that you work with?
Yeah, definitely the production practices. So as I mentioned, for produce, we've really shifted to 100% organic. Virtually all of the farms that we work with are actually certified organic. A few are not certified, but I've visited the farms myself, and in my view, they're beyond organic in their production practices.
Great,
so definitely, we're focused on that, on the overall production practices.
Cool. So it's fall, it's apple picking season, and as a a young family. We've been having a tough time finding an organic apple self-pick orchard. Do you know of one in the area that you've dealt with?
Blooming Hill Farm.
Blooming Hill Farm.
It's a great one. They're in Blooming Grove, upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And they actually have a great brunch as well.
Yeah.
If you go up there. So.
Okay, we might hit that tomorrow. Awesome. All right, well, I thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And good luck with Food Fest. Hopefully we'll catch you next year's our new 3rd annual Good Food Fest. Thank you for everything you're doing.
It's a little girl eating kiki toe crab right now. So.
She loves food. Oh, yum, yum. Develop that palate early. Oh, yum, yum.